Like the Easter Bunny, we're hopping right back into action. Welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle Podcast. I'm your host, Charlie, with my girlfriend, Melanie. How are you guys?
Everybody.
We are back. And no, not like Brian Latrobe out of beach throwing gizzlers. How are you?
I'm good. I saw that video and I was like, why is he being like a male Karen? What the hell was that about? But I am good. I mean, obviously this is going to air while we're away. Can we
Yes.
say that? Yeah. So future me is happy, having a blast, and present me is happy right now, waiting for the future.
Right. And this before we want to obviously we always stay ready, so we don't gotta get ready. So we definitely wanted to have an episode for you guys. And we have something to talk about because by the way, I did see that video too, and I'm actually Team Brian with this one.
Oh
Because
God.
we don't see the
Okay.
whole video, but I just feel like that dude was antagonizing him and being an asshole. The beach
Probably, but also the problem with that, it's a public beach. Just because it's private property on a public beach doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't be allowed to like hang out there. Now, he probably did it knowing that he was going to get some sort of, retaliation or some sort of like rise out of Brian Littrell. But I don't know. I'm not really siding with Brian Littrell these days. AJ would never do that.
Oh yeah, he is a Bible thumping. But listen, we can't.
He's not even Bible thumping. He's a MAGA
Uh,
supporter. He's MAGA.
he's very. At least he admits it.
Yeah.
um, but something that I admit I watch and I'm totally into is the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which premiered this last Thursday, this past Thursday, whichever time y'all looked at it or watched it, is the newest installment of the Bravo franchise, and it's the first Real Housewives, the first new one since Salt Lake City, which came out in 2020.
Yeah.
I'll let you take the lead first with what you thought. I have notes on all the girls. I kind of have some
I,
who stand out for me.
listen, I was laying down this morning and I was like, okay, who is who? And I tried to quiz myself name wise of who's who. First of all, they're all beautiful. I think they're all like funny and like they have their own personalities. Right off the bat, Liz McGraw, that's my girl. Miss Miss Dolores lookalike. I love her. She's funny. I really like Kelsey. I think she's beautiful. Is it
The one with the. Do you know who the boyfriend is? Right?
yeah, allegedly it's the son of Judge Carpio
Yeah, and Judge Caprio was a big judge over there. You
in
know,
Rhode Island. Yeah, God
many,
bless his soul because he passed
yeah,
away not too long ago.
we see
Um,
many people on that show, former hosts of this show on that in that.
yeah, some of you guys don't pay your parking tickets and have speeding tickets, and we've seen you guys on that show. Anyway, I really like Liz. I really like Kelsey. I think the way that it started off, obviously, with Kelsey and her, you know, unconventional relationship, it was gonna be a big storyline. Their accent, it just brings me home. Like we both love. We have a soft spot for Providence, for Rhode Island. My parents had a house there. Your parents lived there for a long time. Like your family, you still have family there. So it's nice to go visit from time to time. But this is in the eyes of like a different side of Rhode Island. Because I didn't really go to Cranston that much. And like the other places that they were at for like 4th of July, I haven't frequented. But who else? Rose, I feel like she's gonna piss me off. And you know who I think is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful? The one that was in The Bachelor. Her name is
Ashley?
it Ashley. She's gorgeous. Her boyfriend or husband, whatever, Jared. I don't know. He's giving a little, but
Oh, oh. Well, she moved to Rhode Island because of him, because apparently his family's from Rhode Island. Um,
Where's she from?
I don't know exactly originally, but I know she was living in California before making that move to Rhode Island.
Well, she's very pretty. Who else did I like? I forgot her name, but she's the one that was talking about the crackers and talking about how her daughter loves Britney Spears.
That's Alicia.
Alicia. I like Alicia with her 9 aunties and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and surprisingly, she's not married to the husband. They're engaged.
Engaged for 9 years. Listen, I'm a firm believer too of like, you don't need to rush an engagement. I don't think you need to rush an engagement. I hope people don't get us an idea now. But like, I feel like you don't need, just because you're engaged, it doesn't mean that you have to, oh, 2 years, that's the cutoff, and then you guys got to get married straight away. A lot of things can happen during your engagement.
Yeah.
Change.
It was so cool. Like I definitely had a pistachio martini last night in honor of the premiere, because not saying that pistachio martinis were invented in Providence, Rhode Island, but the first time us ever having
Yes.
a pistachio martini was in Providence, Rhode Island. Shout out Oyster Bar.
Yes.
So I had one last night in honor of the Rhode Island premiere, and I liked it. I definitely liked it. I'm curious to see what people that I know or grew up with or went to school and stuff think. I heard that they had a hard time filming at locations there because a lot of businesses wasn't taking a chance. I hear that Rhode Island itself is not something that the state or the city people were clamoring for. So, but it's out, it's there. So good for Rhode Island, because the feedback I've gotten, obviously I'm into podcasts and I like to see what people think and see the bloggers and other podcasts, and people are eating it up. I feel like now Rhode Island is going to be that place. Even Andy Cohen said it. He wants to go and visit in the summer, but it's funny how everyone says, I got to go in the summer. Everyone that I've heard said now they want to go, they specifically say in the summer. You're right. It's one of those places you do not want to go during the winter. It's like Chicago. I ain't running to Chicago in December, January. So, yeah. But Rhode Island is beautiful. It has its parts, especially if you're an ocean person. Listen, if you have
I love Newport.
If you have a family, if you have a family or romantic weekend getaway or a long weekend, absolutely. I wouldn't do a whole week unless you don't mind being those people that rent a big Airbnb house on the beach and stay there for a whole week. That's me. You could do that, I guess, and go at a slow pace leisure if you like that. Me, I'm more of a city guy, so after a weekend, I need to get out of Rhode Island. But I'm from Rhode Island, so I say that.
For me, I feel like if you compare some parts of Rhode Island with the Berkshires, Rhode Island has a little bit more, because the Berkshires could be a little bit like just chill, but not very like entertaining.
You're not going to a club. You're not going out on a Saturday night to a club in the Berkshires like you are in Providence, because there's part of that city, Providence. I think it's definitely going to bring tourism up. I was thinking to myself yesterday, summertime. Thank God we have family that we can stay with when we go, because I feel like now summertimes the cost of stays are going to rise.
Yeah, well, also it's always been like a fun college town if you think about it.
Yeah, that too. There's Brown University. There's
not only because of the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, but because of Love Story, the JFK Jr. and Caroline Bessette Kennedy. Sorry, the show. He went to Brown. He graduated from Brown University. So like a lot of people are trying to do the JFK Jr. tour where they frequent every place that they used to go, not just in New York. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But
you know who's a standout also for me, which right now I like that it's just enough. Joellen. She's like the villain.
Okay. Does she remind you, or does she look like someone?
Teresa.
No.
I think she looks like Teresa a little bit. When she was getting her hair done, like Teresa.
Yeah. So okay, I was watching it with my guy friend, and he said, "Doesn't she remind you of Topanga from Boy Meets World? They have like the same mouth." Look at her again, and you're gonna see they have like the same mouth.
I can see it. I think just because Topanga's a blonde and maybe shorter and blue eyes.
No, they have the same like kind of facial features. So
I thought Teresa when she was getting her hair done and her husband said she had facial hair. I'm like, Joanne right now, I can see she's the villain, somewhat of the villain, but I like the fine line. It's not too much so far. We'll see how it goes. It was just the first episode. Like you said, Alicia, I love. She had me at Brandy. Is their accents so crazy? She had me at Brandy PS with her daughter. And listen, a
It
daughter
kind of
who.
reminds me of Danielle from Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh, a little Danielle, yeah, that's a good point. But also Teresa. Alicia also reminds me of Teresa.
Yeah.
And like the way they talk and how they're like, not ditzy, but a little like, I don't want to say the word ditzy, but ditzy could be cute, just like I call myself a dork. But I agree with you. I feel like Nosy Rose is gonna be the annoying one. She kind of gives me Whitney Rose tease.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Rose name, Rosie. Who knows? But Rosie, she's a little annoying. Who else? Kelsey, like I said, like you said, very beautiful, unconventional. I love someone who could come on TV and be very honest and transparent with what's going on, especially if your life or relationships ain't conventional.
Yeah.
I live for that. Who else? Liz, I like. Basically, Dolores, mini Dolores. I like Liz. You could tell, like, she's partied in her days.
Liz, yeah, she's a mess.
Yeah,
I like her.
She's
When she came on the freaking boat, like she showed up on her speedboat, or whatever it was. I was like, okay, bitch, that's what's up. That is rich money shit. You know what I was thinking of? Kelsey was a Miss Rhode Island, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's intertwined or knows Olivia Culpo.
Funny enough, I
She's
was
from Rhode Island too.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and someone this morning, and someone brought that up. I'm like, oh, I've heard of the Olivia Culpo girl, but I don't know much of her. But yeah, I didn't know she lives
Her
in Rhode
family
Island.
is from Rhode Island. She's from there. I don't think she lives in Rhode Island anymore, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does like a cameo or something. That would be cool.
That's pretty fun. So who else? Anyone else from this? And then we have it in the first episode. We didn't meet Rula in the second episode. That one.
Rula, she's supposed to be. I think she's what, Lebanese and Syrian or something. It's giving Larsa. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess she has the most to answer to, and there's some scandals that go down, especially because of the husband. But yeah, I'm excited. All in all, I'm excited. It's 12 episodes. It moves to Sunday night, I believe, on Bravo, right after the Real Housewives of Atlanta that premieres as well. I'm excited. More Housewives. I felt it was to see some Housewives back into the hemisphere. Now, real quick before we get into a little Housewives trivia game, who do you see emerging as the HBIC of the crop? Yeah. Just from early predictions. Obviously, we just seen the second episode. Early predictions. Who do you see emerging as the HBIC?
I mean, I think it's a go. It's obvious Liz, because people think that she's scary. But I feel like she's like the matronly one and kind of like the maternal one. Maybe Liz, and I feel maybe this Rula chick. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Liz.
Who do you think will be the first one to be put on pause?
Maybe Rose, because Rose, first of all, she's like, I'm a journalist. You're the weather girl. Like, okay. I mean, not to discredit meteorologists, that's a tough job, but at the same time, don't use your credentials to be a gossip folk. That makes no sense. I would hope
Rose will be the first one to be put on pause.
Yeah.
Who do you think will be the villain of the
Joellen? What's her name? Joellen is giving like, she's giving Lisa Barlow vibes, like very like social and all this stuff, and wants to bring people together, but then she's like stirring the pot behind the scenes. So yeah, she's giving that. And Alicia looks like a firecracker, like she's gonna go off. Because remember, she was talking about Rula, and there's a part that's gonna come up soon where she's like, I heard he does more than like foot massages.
Yeah, yeah. And then also that scene on her beach where she's like, this is Rhode Island, bitch. Something, something,
Yeah.
whatever. It's in the previews. Alicia that says that as well. All in all, I'm excited. Andy Cohen says there's no dud in any episodes. There's 12 episodes this season, plus most likely a 2-part reunion. So that'll be 14 all in all. So, some TV going into the summer to watch. I love good summer TV. But let's get into a game that we have not played in quite some time. And that is Housewives trivia. Now, Melanie, I'm going to pick a city. My city, I'm going to pick New Jersey. What city are you going to pick?
I mean, the only options I have are Jersey right here.
No, that's for me. For you to ask me. What city do you want to be quizzed on?
Oh, New York.
All right. So, while I look for New York, take your first shot.
Hit me with your best shot. Okay. Number 1. This is a quiz on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay, in Cabo, who throws a glass of wine at Danielle when children are brought up? Is it Margaret, Jennifer, Melissa, or Teresa?
In Cabo, who throws a drink at Danielle when drinks? Margaret.
Was it? I think so. I don't have the answers. Okay.
All right, your turn.
Yeah.
In the Berkshires, what accusations did Bethany and Luann hurl at each other? A, they called each other ugly. B, they never said their heads were too big. No, they said their heads were too big. C, they called each other fat. D, they accused each other of not being girls.
I want to say I literally know everything that was said. Bethany goes, "You're a fucking slut. You fuck everyone." So I guess the answer is not being girl.
Yes, D. All right, next. Oh, my turn.
Okay. What was Joe accused of at a pool party at Teresa's house? Cheating on Melissa, not compensating a business partner, forgetting the lasagna, or getting everyone drunk?
Getting everyone drunk?
This is hard because you didn't send me the answers. So I don't know if you're right or wrong, you fucking dummy.
But you should be a historian. All right, next.
What is it, Joe Gorga or Joe Giudice? Because if it's Joe Gorga, then it would be cheating on Melissa.
That's why it's Joe Gorga because that's an option. So it's cheating on Melissa. There was a room I thought she cheated on him. I never heard there was a room of him cheating on Melissa. All right, next. On the trip referred to as Scary Island, which of the following did Kelly not say? A, Bethany attacked Gwyneth Paltrow. B, that Bethany reminded her of Cruella de Vil. C, that Bethany was out to get her. Or D, that Bethany was creepy.
She said all of the above with the exception of she reminds her of Cruella de Vil.
Yes, correcto. Next up.
In a heated argument, what was Jackie's explanation for talking about Teresa's daughter? A, it was
analogy.
Oh, okay. Well, we know that's right. It was an analogy.
Next up, what did Bethany tell Kelly to do on the trip to Scary Island?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
There you go. One more for me.
In season 11, who began discussing cheating rumors about Jackie's husband? Dolores, Teresa, Jennifer, or Margaret?
It's Teresa.
It was Teresa.
Yeah,
it was Teresa.
All right, next, last for you. During a visit to an old Morgan family mansion, why does Sonia lose her cool at Dorinda? A, she touches old Morgan family letters with her bare hands. B, she gets drunk. C, she sleeps on a bed. D, Dorinda steps on a family heirloom.
If I recall correctly, this is one of my favorite episodes. Dorinda touched the Morgan letters,
Yes.
And she said, "You don't touch the fucking Morgan letters," and she starts sobbing. I'm gonna watch that shit on Peacock tonight. For
You
sure.
know what's crazy? How people say like, I don't know if it's more the reboot, but people really don't like New York.
Well, I just feel like the friend group seemed very. It seemed very like pretend. Like you could tell that they didn't like each other. You could tell it was kind of like forced. That's why I didn't really care for this New York reboot. And now news came out that Sai De Silva's husband decided to file for divorce. First of all, diabolical for you to file for divorce days before Easter, days before Good Friday. I don't know if they're Catholics, but that is wild. Secondly, we don't know much about him. Apparently, they met while they were both on vacation, supposedly. But then there's another rumor that they met because he was married to another woman, and she used to be his bartender at a bar that he owned here in New York. So like people don't know what is what. She was very vague when answering their how they met, but I wish her the best because I do like Sai. I think she's cool, but now she has a storyline because her storyline before was her mom and her mom passed away.
She definitely has something. At least we know this season's not gonna be as self-produced as those last two seasons, especially the last season.
And it's crazy because apparently they were renting that townhouse
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn, right? They supposedly just bought a house in Manhattan. So who's keeping the house?
Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, word on the street is rumor has it that they've been separated for a few months.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be, rumor has it through a very reliable Bravo page that they've had intel that it's been a few months that they've actually been separated.
I follow her on TikTok and I noticed like she's always traveling with her kids and he's never around. Maybe it's by design, like he doesn't want to be on camera, but like he's been on camera before.
Yeah, one or two times, a few times. Well, even this intel also says that when this rumor started a few months ago, that they seen that even she started posting him more, and he even started posting, although he's usually not a poster like that, to kind of debunk the rumors. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that has been brewing, but listen, sometimes people have understandings or whatever, and maybe for her to have a guaranteed spot in the reboot, because we already know RHORI was up in the air. For her to have a guaranteed spot in the reboot, they kind of like prolonged what was already brewing.
Probably. Well, I wish her the best.
Yeah, we shall see how it plays out when New York City comes back. It's funny because a lot of cities are filming right now. OC is about to go on their cast trip. They are almost done filming their season soon. Salt Lake City's filming. New York is filming. Jersey starts filming in like a week or so or two. I just wonder, are they all going to come out at the end of this year or spread out starting like in the fall?
Maybe spread out, probably. Some definitely have to come out in the summer.
We'll see. We know OC most likely will come out sometime this summer if it's on par like last year. Salt Lake City will come out like late September, like it has been doing the last few years. Oh, Potomac is about to film too.
Yeah.
A lot of housewives. I know Annie doesn't like a lot of housewives. My quick question is, before we move on, do you think Jersey will come out this year or at the top of next year? I feel next year. I think it's gonna be an early next year thing for Jersey.
I think it's gonna be early next year because if you think about it, they need to give Rhode Island time to shine. Rhode Island and Jersey are so close that the correlation, people are gonna get them confused.
Oh yeah, no, Jersey will not air at the same time as well. I don't feel like, I think they're gonna be parallel to each other. When one's airing and one finishes, then the next one will start. Because it does give it's their accents. It's really their accents. It gives a little Jersey, and it feels good because we haven't seen Jersey in a few years. So
yeah, but it gives. I don't think it gives Jersey. It gives more Boston.
There we go. There we go. Now, do you think we'll ever see a Real Housewives of Boston since Rhode Island's like right there? I
No.
think Rhode Island's gonna represent for
We
that.
got a better chance of seeing Real Housewives of Chicago than we do of Boston.
I'm from Chicago, bitch. Oh, that would be cool.
Isn't that drag queen, bitch? I'm from Chicago.
Who was it? No, not Stacey Lee Matthews. The other one, she was a big girl too.
She was a big one that says she's vegan. She don't eat fried food.
Damn.
She's bitch. I'm from Chicago.
Your Aquarius. While you look that up, your Aquarius sister Brandy Norwood just dropped her memoir out this week, and she is out here putting the pedal to the metal, doing promotion. She has been on The View. She has been everywhere. She was just recently in Brooklyn, Paramount.
Mystique Summers. Sorry.
Yes, Mystique Summers. Shout out to Mystique Summers. Yes, season 2, 3, one of those two.
Yeah, it was season 2, episode 1, Untucked.
The good old days, the heydays. But Brandy, she released a book, and one thing that is catching traction basically in the book is the fact that she dated Boyz II Men, Wynan, when he was 22 and she was 16. She talks about losing her virginity to him at 16, and he was 22. Now, this is picking up, obviously, traction out in the world with some people actually, funny enough, saying, why does this woman have to bring up this man's past? Basically kind of defending him and not really defending the fact that it was, obviously what some people are catching is the age 22 and 16. I have my opinions. I want to hear yours first.
I feel like everyone took a page out of the Aaliyah R. Kelly age situation where she literally got married at 15, and R. Kelly was in his 30s or whatever. I don't know how old he was. He was in his late 20s or whatever. But Brandy has always been very, I don't want to say private, but hush hush when it comes to things about herself, which I've always found to be a little bit weird. Like, no one knew that she was married. No one knew that she was having a baby until she came out. She popped out with that TV show. And I guess it's part of her life. Like, she's living in her truth by talking about it and having the excuse of having an autobiography. However, if she's saying it in a way to be like, well, he groomed me or something like that, then that's kind of weird.
She's not using the word groom, but words of she felt that she was taking advantage of was used. Now, when she says that she feels that she was taken advantage of, that could mean a lot of things, people. It could mean maybe she felt career-wise or for the come up, high tide, things of that nature. We don't know exactly what she means by taken advantage of. It could mean a lot of things. Now, let's get into the age. I know some people, it's mixed. It's mixed, the reaction out there. And the people who are harping on the age difference, for me, I'm conflicted because 16 already in most states, there's an age of consent. I remember this because I remember back when I was dating an older person back then when I was 17. I did my due diligence and looked at the laws just in case my mama back there wanted to put him into jail. So I made sure I was covered law-wise. So we already know that most states there's an age of consent, which usually starts at 16.
Yeah.
Let's go also back, and I've said this on the show before, and I don't know, maybe this is a deeper conversation we could have with a panel, but let's go back to the 40s and 50s when our parents were giving us away. And when I say giving us away, obviously the girls, at 14, 15, to men who were mid-20s or upper 20s. And that was the thing, marrying them off. You know what I'm saying? That was normal back then. Now we fast forward to, we're more modernized. It's frowned upon to now. We're not doing that anymore. But I don't think 16 and 22 are too big of an age gap. And I don't think people should be getting on him or calling him a pedophile and such because he wasn't in his 30s. It's not like he was 30 and she was 16. Like in my situation, if I'm being honest, my first, male relationship, if I wanted to look back and feel like I was taken advantage of, I could say that. I was 17 and the person was in their 40s. Now that's a big gap.
That is crazy.
So, but 22 and 16, I don't know. I don't think that's such a he was so fucked up for that. I don't think so. What do you think? Do you think it's just a 22-year-old shouldn't be looking at a
Not at all. I don't think a 22 should be even looking down. I don't think a 22-year-old should be entertaining someone that's still in high school. You're finishing college at that point. I don't think that that's a good look. And also, not to mention, she's a young girl. She's not a young woman, technically. I don't think that that's a good look. And I understand where you're coming from, where like our parents or grandparents had arranged marriages, or like they were married off at a young age. There weren't that many opportunities. A lot of parents, unfortunately, had to give their daughters away to other families so that they could at least afford a life to them where they would succeed or like be able to do things and not just live in like poverty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But obviously, fast forward to the world today, Brandy at 16 was on the come up. Like she was out with music. She was in Moesha, her TV show or whatever. So I feel like she wasn't technically protected by her own parents if she was out dating this guy. And 22, like, I don't know, you have so many women throwing their panties at you, being part of Boys to Men.
Oh yeah, he was cheating. She said it too. He cheated.
Exactly. He just basically wanted to get some and like and be out, which is fucked up. I think that that's fucked up.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't. I know is the allure of oh my god, he's famous or whatever, especially when you're on the come up as well. But I couldn't see myself dating a boy bander. Like I know unless I know what's up and I know like I'm fine with it. Like Kelsey, like I couldn't see myself dating a boy band, especially when they're in their heyday, like they're in their prime. I know I'm getting played. If regular motherfuckers out here cheating in their regular jobs and professions, like come on now, I couldn't date a boy bander.
I'm trying to see what he looks like.
Wynan, yeah, Wynan. Just put Wynan.
Like a big Trump supporter.
Wynan?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look at us here sniffing out the MAGA supporters. But listen, y'all, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a sweet strawberry shortcake episode. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, all those good things, and check us back next week with our review of our trip and much, much more. It's going to be a jam-packed episode because there's going to be so much to talk about. Thank you guys so much. Adios. Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle podcast. It catches every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube.